Hello and welcome to this next in this series of videos on animating type in Animate CC. In this example I'm going to make a little animation of some type glitching. So I'm going to show it to you rather than just explain it because I think it's easier for you to look at it. If I do command return, this is our end result. And it's a pretty straightforward method. We're just going to do a frame by frame animation inside of a symbol of this type sort of shifting and being interfered with. So let's get started. I'm going to go to File, New, make a new ActionScript 3.0 file. I'm going to make it 800 by 600, but as with most of these, it doesn't particularly matter what the size is in terms of understanding the process. The next thing I want to do is type out the word that I'm going to use. So I'm going to type out glitch. I'm using the font DIN condensed, D-I-N condensed, but obviously you could do this with any kind of type. Once I've done that and I've got the piece of type on there, I'm going to cut it for a second. I'm going to do Command 0 so that makes sure that it's in the center, and then do Command V to paste it. When you paste it that way, it pastes it directly in the center of the screen. And then I'm going to do Modify Convert to Symbol, and I'm going to call this also glitch. And then I'm going to go inside the symbol by double clicking on it. So now we're inside the symbol. We know that because it's got scene 1 here. Then we have the symbol icon and then the name of the symbol, so that indicates that we're inside of it. Once we're inside of it, I need to break this apart. So I'm going to do Modify, Break Apart, or you can use the keyboard shortcut Command B or Control B on a PC. And that breaks it apart to the level where each individual character is a separate text box. If I do Command B again, that will break it apart so that it is just a raw shape. Once I've done that, I'm going to go down to the timeline here, and we're going to start adding keyframes. So F6 is the keyboard shortcut to add a keyframe. You could also right click or control click and choose insert keyframe. But we want to have a new keyframe. On the new keyframe, I'm just simply going to make a selection with the black arrow, the selection tool, and just nudge it over a little bit. I held shift when I nudged it with the arrow on the keyboard so that it shifts a little bit quicker. It does about 10 times as many pixels, I believe, when it moves over. And then I'm going to immediately add another keyframe. On this one, actually, I don't want to start from this point. I want to start from the original position. So if I go back to frame 1 and select what I have there, then go back to this keyframe and paste it in place. So the keyboard shortcut for this is Shift Command V or Shift Control V if you're on a PC, and it's under here, Edit, Paste in Place, Shift Command V. On this one, I'm going to just select another region and nudge it over, and this time I did it a couple of times. I'm going to do the same thing in the other direction up here, and then I'm going to add another keyframe, so F6, and I'm going to paste in place. Actually, let's delete that. Paste in place, and then I'll select another chunk and shift it over, and then I'll add another keyframe, F6, delete what's there, and then I'll do Shift Command V to paste the original one. This time I'm going to select a chunk and move it over, but I'm also going to add a little bit more. So I'm going to add a line using the line tool, and I'm going to drag the line from about here all the way across to over here somewhere. You could also add elements by just simply dragging with the rectangle tool, and actually let's take the stroke off for this. So I could add another rectangle here. I'll add another one by selecting this. Actually, because it's joined into there, we can't really do that, but I'm going to add another one that goes through here somewhere. You could do the same thing with the stroke, of course, by using the line tool. I could drag a line across here, and if you want to increase the size of that stroke, you can select it and then increase the size stroke. That's the size of the stroke. So that'll do for that frame. I'm going to create another frame, F6, delete what's there, paste the original, Shift Command V, and then on this one I'm just going to leave it for a couple of frames. So I'm going to make another keyframe around about here. And then on this one, I'm going to select the top, and I'm going to take the free transform tool, holding Option so it constrains the bottom to the same position. I'm just going to drag the top over a little bit. And then I'm going to select a little bit higher up. And using the free transform tool and holding Option, I'm going to drag it back on itself so it does that. There's all sorts of things you could do, obviously, in terms of making this glitch. It's a pretty free-form idea. I'm going to do insert blank keyframe this time, paste the original one, and then let's bring this back over here, and then we'll add another line through here. I'm also just going to add some little random dots and lines through here. So actually let's just use the line tool. I'm going to hold shift as I go through here so that they all stay straight. And then let's just add another original one. This time accidentally I end up with some of it left, but we'll leave it like that. It's kind of interesting. And then we'll do another one, F6, delete, and then on this frame, let's delete all of that. Paste the original one. Keep it there for a little bit, and then insert another keyframe. And then this will be the last one. Let's just do, there we go. And let's see what we've got. So on the main timeline right now, I don't have any frames. So as this is a graphic symbol, we won't be able to see it. If I want, for right now, I can just change it to a movie clip over here in the properties. I'm going to change it from a graphic to a movie clip. That way I can view it by hitting Command Return, even though I don't have enough frames on the main timeline. As a movie clip, because it's not attached to the main timeline, you can still see the animation inside the symbol, even though I only have one frame on the main timeline. When I look at this, it's a little bit difficult to read the word glitch, so I might have more of it where it stays as the basic word. I can go back in here. We can add some additional frames in here. So for instance here, rather than having that one, I'm going to do F5 to add a couple of keyframes, and then the same here. So where it's staying put, we'll have it stay put for a little bit longer. Or you could have more of those areas where it's staying put. I kind of like it where it's moving more, so I might just add more frames where there's less interference, but it's still being interfered with a little bit. But that's the basic idea. So I hope this was an informative video for you and you learnt something about using Animate, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much.